I'm sorry, Miss Weaver, but I don't find a reservation for you.
Oh, I'm sure there must be something. I think it was made for me just yesterday.
Nancy, do you know anything about a reservation for Janet Weaver?
I took the call last night. It's under McDermott. Mr. McDermott phoned it down himself.
Here it is. Janet Weaver McDermott. The Montecito Suite.
Hey.
Something wrong?
Peter's ex-wife.
Jimmy, the Montecito Suite. Thank you.
You think she knows about Christine's relationship with Peter?
I think the question is, does Christine know about her? It's a good thing she's in Oklahoma until tomorrow.
I'll see you later.
Okay.
Brian?
Yeah, Steve?
Room service manager said to check with you. Somebody wants to see me?
Yeah. A young man in a leather jacket with a newspaper.
Rob? What a surprise. This is terrific.
Yeah, hi, Dad. I stopped by your old apartment. The manager told me I could find you here.
What are you doing in town? Last thing I heard, you and your mom were down in San Diego.
Yeah, well, I've been accepted at Berkeley and San Francisco State. I figured I'd come up and check it out in person, you know.
College, huh?
Yeah.
See, hardly seems possible. Where's your stuff? You can stay with me. We got a little catching up to do. What's it been? 3, 4 years?
Oh, 5 years. Dad, look, I appreciate the offer, but I've already got a place to stay.
Oh.
Mom's cousin Lorna?
Yeah, sure.
Well, we can still get together after you get off work. Maybe grab some dinner?
Sure. Sounds good.
Christine! Oh, hi, Julie.
How was the old hometown?
Oh, it was great.
Well, maybe not great, but it was fun. Oh, more or less.
You're back a little ahead of schedule, aren't you?
A little nostalgia goes a long way. Besides, I missed my boss. Peter? Oh, I should go away more often. Happy first. Happy first what?
Peter, it's beautiful. You really have moved up in the world.
Christine, you weren't due back till...
I know. But I thought you might need me, so... here I am.
Well, you remember my ex-wife, Janet Weaver? Janet, Christine Francis? I was just giving her the grand tour.
Hello again.
Peter's assistant, right?
General manager now.
Well, congratulations.
How was the hometown?
Not up to my expectations.
Ah, the view from up here is really incredible.
I'm sure there's a ton of work waiting for me. The sooner, I suppose. Nice to see you again, Miss Weaver.
Christine, this just came up. I know it's complicated.
You owe me no explanations.
But I want to explain, only I can't.
Maybe sometime when you're not so involved.
Something tells me there's a little more going on between you two than just business. Am I wrong?
I was going to tell you.
Don't be embarrassed. It's wonderful. I'm really happy for you. I don't break as easily as I used to, Peter. I'm a different woman now.
What you got for me, husband?
Order from the Regency Suite. House greens, vinegar and oil, swordfish fillet, sauce on the side, bottle of the house white.
Got it. And I've got great news.
Really? Can you cover for me, Rebecca?
You know that visitor I had in the lobby?
Yeah?
That was my son.
No kidding.
After 5 years, he came to visit me. He's going to college right here in town. Just got a chance to see him, be able to make up for all that time apart.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so glad for you. You want to take a rain check on dinner at your place tonight?
Are you kidding? And miss that great cooking of yours? No chance. But if you consider, if you wouldn't mind cooking for 3 instead of 2, I'd like to have you meet him. And for me to meet you.
Great. Right after your class?
How can I go tonight, Lib?
Steve, you missed the last 2 classes in a row. If you ever want to get ahead...
He's my son, Libby. It's like I'm getting a second chance with him. I don't want to screw it up again.
The Regency gets the house white, not the Douglas Chardonnay.
House white, upper left, top shelf.
With the grape cluster, not the grape leaf. I forgot to tell you. The wine captain wanted to make room for the new Smoking Hills Chenin Blanc. He moved the house white to the upper right-hand corner of the wine cooler.
House white, upper right, top shelf, with a grape cluster. Thanks, Libby. Don't know what I'd do without you.
Probably drive the wine captain crazy. Scoot. And I'll set 3 places for dinner.
Can't believe it, Peter. I'm here with you. I almost didn't call yesterday.
I'm glad you did. I told you I'd be here to celebrate your first year on the wagon. Whenever and wherever you were. I'm glad to hear it's now in San Francisco.
Well, it was your promise that kept me going at first. But then after 3 or 4 months, I realized that I was doing it for myself. That's when I knew I'd make it.
I'm very proud of you, Janet.
Thanks. I'm proud of me, too. But I can't just rest on my laurels, can I? Gotta get on with my life. I took a business management course when I was up in Oregon. I'm good at it, Peter. In fact, I've already sent resumes to several major firms here in town.
Janet, a friend of mine runs a small first-rate hotel. The Hempstead Court Inn. He's looking for an executive assistant. I'd be happy to set up an interview.
Do you think I'd be right for the job?
Well, I think you'll knock him dead.
Thanks.
Room service. Room service. Room service. Anybody home? Oh, my God. What's it say? What's it say? Operator, we need the paramedics up in the Regency suite. Yeah, I got a guy here who's unconscious. He's hardly breathing. I don't know what's wrong with him. Just get somebody up here right away.
Is it safe to come in?
Depends. Are those for me?
Well, to be honest, they're on loan from Megan. She thought they might come in handy.
She was right.
I got 3 things to say. First, welcome home. Second, I missed you very much.
So far, so good. And third?
Christine, Janet's been off liquor for a year. I was keeping a promise I made the last time she was here that if she stayed sober for 12 consecutive months, I'd celebrate with her. I owe Janet that moment. End of explanation.
does she know about me? I mean, about you and me?
She does now. And she's happy for us. And I'm very happy for us. I love us. I mean, I love you.
Oh, Peter, I'm sorry. I was so anxious to get back. I spent the whole weekend thinking of nothing but you.
Got any plans for tonight?
Another celebration?
Complete with fireworks.
Mr. McDermott, they need you in the Regency suite. It's an emergency.
We've checked his vital signs and they're okay. His blood pressure reading at 130/80, and a rapid pulse at 100. We've started an IV. Right. He's stabilized, but we're bringing him in for observation. Copy.
Did everything I could, Mr. McDermott.
You made the call that saved his life. You did just fine.
There was critical information on that guy's tag. If I'd only read it.
Everything's okay, Steve. It was only insulin shock, and these guys come prepared for that sort of thing.
What if it'd been something else? Something major?
But it wasn't. Now you know what to look for.
Hello? I'm Janet Weaver, Peter's ex-wife.
I remember. I'm Megan Kendall. I used to work at the reception desk.
All right. There are a lot of changes since the last time I was here. Is he around?
No, sorry. Is there a message?
I'll try to catch him later. But if you see him, would you please tell him that 2 of his old friends from London will be here for brunch in the vineyard tomorrow. I thought he might like to join us.
Oh, he probably won't be back in the office tonight. He's having an early dinner with the general manager. But if he calls in, I'll make sure he gets the message.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you.
So how'd you find the old hometown?
Just took 2 planes, a bus, and a taxi, and there it was.
Oh, cute.
Well, seriously, folks. I guess it was just something I had to do. Maybe to remind myself where I've been, so I can appreciate where I am. I missed you, Peter. This is where I really want to be. Right here with you.
By the end of the first day, I felt like you'd been gone a week. I was sure you'd stumble into an old boyfriend, high school quarterback.
I was never a quarterback. Besides, I wasn't looking for anybody. The man I want is right here.
Can I take advantage of your mood and ask you a big favor, a little beyond the call of duty?
Try me.
Well, I've set up some interviews for Janet, the Hampstead Court, the Strand. I really think she can get a good job, especially if you could give her a few pointers.
Sure. If that's what you want.
Well, thanks. You're the best, you know.
I know that. I just want to be sure you know that.
I grabbed a copy of the new menu. You'll have it memorized before it even goes to the printers.
That guy could have died on me, Libby.
It isn't your fault. You had a mother to take care of, a brother and 2 sisters to raise. You have nothing to be ashamed of.
For a guy who can't read.
Just because you dropped out of school once, it doesn't mean you
Libby,
can't...
it's too late for me. You know what it's like being in that class? I feel like a 40-year-old dope. It's like being sent back to kindergarten.
Everything is gonna be okay. That guest will be fine. Your job will be fine. And you and your son will be fine, too.
He graduated top in his class. You know how proud I am of him? If you should ever find out.
Whether he does or not, he'll love you for who you are, like I do.
Da-dum. Hi.
Hi.
Come on in.
Thanks.
Rob, I'd like to have you meet Libby Mercer. We work together at the hotel, and she's volunteered to cook us a fine meal.
Nice meeting you, Rob. You have a wonderful father.
Thanks. It's nice to meet you, too.
Well, dinner will be ready in 10 minutes, and I know you two have a great deal to catch up on, so excuse me.
Sit down.
Yeah.
Want something to drink?
No, thanks. I'm all right.
So, college.
Yeah. See, Berkeley has the inside track, a good reputation, good scholarship program.
Listen, your education's too important to get sidetracked worrying about money. I'll make sure you get through.
Look, Dad, I can handle it, okay? I didn't come here to sponge off of you. I'll get a student loan, I'll get by.
I don't want my son just getting by or starting out in hock up to his eyebrows. I'm your father. Now, damn it, Rob, I want to help.
Look, I appreciate the offer, really, but I got it all worked out. All I need is $5,000 a year above the scholarship. When I need help, I'll yell. That's a promise.
You get that stubborn streak from your mother, you know.
Oh, yeah? And she says I get it from you.
My God, where did you find these?
Well, Carol decided to clean out the attic last month.
This one of Janet me in front of Big Ben. It seems like a lifetime ago.
Oh, 4 of us, ready to take on the world. Those were the good days, weren't they?
Louise, could you find Mr. Baker a table and be nice and comfortable?
Sandy? Would you ask Miss Francis to come over here, please?
Yes, Mr. McDermott.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Miss Francis, but Mr. McDermott would like you to stop by his table.
Christine Francis. This is Dan and Carol Cates. Hello. It's a pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
And of course, you know Janet.
Nice to see you again.
So, you're Peter's general manager. Yeah. I'd like to know how you managed to keep him in line.
It's not always easy.
Well, we go back to Peter's London days, his and Janet's, of course. I don't think Carol and I would have ever survived if it hadn't been for the McDermotts.
Dan, you know that's not true.
It is so. Janet found us a flat and a cleaning woman, nursed me through the worst case of flu that winter, and miracle of miracles, Peter got us a telephone.
He's quite a guy.
Would you join us, Christine?
You please do. We have some great shots of these two.
And I'd love to see them, but I do have to get back to work. It was nice meeting you both.
Pleasure.
Janet?
Oh, here's one of that little cottage we all shared in the Cotswolds.
Wayne.
Oh, I know. It's pretty. Is it a little car and everything?
Steve, you're a hard man to catch up with.
Morning, Miss Francis. Yeah, I know you've been looking for me, but we've had orders backed up all morning.
Well, just park that for a minute and come into my office. This is the kind of news that shouldn't have to wait.
Well, you sure have my attention.
Good. Because you are up for a promotion.
Me? That's terrific. You're Timing couldn't be any better. My son's starting college, and, well, a raise right now would be a big help.
Have a seat. It's more than a raise. We're talking about banquet manager. Now, I know it'll seem like a lot of paperwork at first, schedules, memos, weekly reports, but once you get the hang of it.
I could sure use the money, Miss Francis, and I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I like the job I got now. It suits me fine. It keeps me on my feet.
Oh, Steve, you're so right for this job. I've got to have someone at that desk by Monday. Won't you at least take it on a trial basis?
Really, Miss Francis.
Just think about it. That's all I ask. Then come back and we'll talk about duties and salaries, all right?
Sure.
And that time we took a boat out and got caught in the Channel Current?
Yeah, I was surprised we didn't wind up in Stockholm. Are you all right?
Fine. Just a little winded, I guess. I'm not used to having this much fun. It's been a while. Carol was right, you know. They were the good days.
Yeah, nice memory.
Oh, I didn't want to talk business at brunch, but I wanted to thank you for setting up the interview at the Hempstead Court. I went in yesterday, and I think they like me.
Well, they'd be crazy not to.
They're checking my references, and all they're waiting for are the results of my employment physical this afternoon at 4.
Well, looks like you won't need Christine's coaching after all.
Are you kidding? Until I have this job for sure, I need all the help I can get.
Well, let me know what you hear.
That's no good.
Oh, they said I'd find you down here.
Hey, Rob. You know, he actually shouldn't be...
Dad, I got the loan. I'm set. Now, the only thing is the bank wants you to co-sign the note. Just fill out a few forms, jot down some references, a few credit card numbers, and sign on the dotted line.
Rob, it's not that easy, son.
20 minutes to fill out a couple forms. Can't you even do that? Look, I promised if I needed your help, I'd yell. Well, I'm yelling now.
Sure. I'll see what I can do, sure.
Thanks. I knew you'd come through. Look, 3 o'clock, Golden West Savings, Lombard branch, okay?
Sure.
I'll see you then.
I appreciate your help, Christine. This job is very important to me, so any advice you can offer. I'm afraid my resume is a little skimpy.
I wouldn't worry about it. Resumes are often a cosmetic job, and employers know that.
Well, I did learn a lot from Peter, and I think I know how to make people feel at home. That's what the hotel business is about, right?
The trouble is, no two homes are the same. Everyone has a different expectation.
Oh, I stand corrected.
I only meant... The staff must make the effort to please all of the people all the time.
That sounds just like Peter.
Believe it or not, I thought of that one myself.
I'm sorry. I did mean that the way it sounded. Obviously, you're very capable, or Peter would never have given you the job.
I wasn't given this job. I earned it. 12 hours a day, 7 days a week to prove myself. No one gave it to me on a silver platter.
Perhaps this session wasn't such a good idea after all. Peter just thought...
Then I guess we're both doing this for Peter.
Christine, I didn't come here with the idea of starting up again with Peter. I love him more than you could ever imagine, but for different reasons now. I'm not trying to come between you.
You have a funny way of showing it.
And you seem to have some problems with your relationship that have nothing to do with me.
Like you said, maybe this session wasn't such a good idea.
I'm not exactly sure why you wanted to see me, Dr. Blair. I mean, is everything all right? I did tell you and the Hempstead Court about my alcoholism right in the beginning. Believe me, it's completely under control.
Yes, of course you did, Miss Weaver. That's not the problem. This is the report of your examination. I'd like you to look at it.
Blair, I don't understand. There must be some mistake.
I'm afraid there is no mistake.
Any messages?
Only one. Ernie Dell called from the Hempstead Court Inn.
Well, Janet got the job.
Apparently not. He wonders if you've spoken to her yet.
Well, something's wrong. Get him on the phone for me, will you?
He was just leaving the office. Sorry.
Where were you? Thought we had a deal. The loan officer waited with me until a half hour after the bank closed.
Rob, I'm awful sorry I couldn't get away. Room service manager asked me to skip my break, and then he asked me to sub for some guy who called in sick at the last second.
The only thing I asked from you in 5 years, and hey, you don't want to co-sign this loan for me. Why don't you just say so?
Bring the loan papers by the apartment later. I'll look them over tonight. We'll sign them tomorrow.
Yeah, everything's always tomorrow with you, isn't it? Well, look, we're out of tomorrows.
Rob, wait a second.
I don't know why I thought things would be any different now.
Are you okay?
Me? Of course. Why shouldn't I be? I feel terrific. Clean living really pays off. Just ask my doctor.
You didn't get the job.
So that's what this is about. Well, Peter, it's really quite simple. I just got to thinking and decided against it, that's all. I also decided against living in San Francisco.
Where are you going?
I don't know. Maybe Los Angeles. I think it's more my kind of town.
Los Angeles. You always hated Los Angeles. What's going on with you?
Nothing's going on with me, Peter. I'm just determined to be my own person, get my own jobs, and not be dependent on you for the rest of my life.
Dependent? Is that what you think I want for you?
You don't have to want anything from me. And I don't want to have to prove myself to you. Isn't that the advice you gave me the last time I was here? Isn't that the lesson I was supposed to learn?
Well, if it is, you've learned it. You're terrific. You've got control of your life now. You're just like...
Like what?
You're just like the Janet I married. The woman I loved. Janet.
Someone has to cut the cord. I'm doing it now.
You're running away again. Is that it? Is that the answer?
Make up your mind, Peter. You wanted me out of your life. I'm just doing what you wanted. What do you want?
I want you to be exactly the way you were when we met. Exactly what you are now. What do you want?
I want... God, I don't know. There's so much that I want right now.
Janet.
I need to feel close to someone, Peter. I need to feel alive again. I need to feel... had no intention of...
No, it's my fault. I suddenly felt like we were back in London again in that flat on the park.
I know.
But that was a long time ago. We're different people now with different lives.
You're right. You're absolutely right. What's more important, we both understand that. And I do, Peter. Really, I do. I'll be fine.
Oh, just a minute. Oh, hi.
Hi. My dad here?
Anytime now. He asked me to meet him when he got off work.
Yeah, we had kind of an argument today. I just came by to apologize.
Oh, I'm sure it'll work out. Hey, how about some tea? I just made a fresh pot.
Thanks, yeah.
Okay.
You know, it's like trying to get to know him all over again. I was only 6 when he moved out. After that, Mom didn't want him to visit. He never wrote. You know, just a phone call now and then, you know, my birthday, Christmas time. There's a lot I don't know about my own father.
That's you, when you were 5.
Yeah. My kindergarten Christmas project. What are you doing with this, grade school reader?
Your tea's ready. Come, sit down. I want to hear all about your school. What courses are you taking?
It's funny, this is the only book here. There's no magazines.
Come on, before your tea gets cold.
It's not even a TV guide.
Let it alone, Rob. It doesn't matter. Here.
No, what's the big mystery? Libby, help me. I mean, I'm 18 years old and I hardly know a thing about my own dad.
He loves you very much, Rob. Can't you love him the way he is, like I do?
You make him sound like he can't take care of himself, like he's a child. Like he can't even read. My God, that's it, isn't it? He can't read.
I shouldn't be telling you all this. He didn't want you to know. He made your mother promise not to tell you. He's a bright man, Rob.
But not bright enough to read.
Once he got behind, he could never catch up. He's what they call functionally illiterate. He can puzzle out simple words, like a first grader, one at a time. But beyond that, he's a hard worker. And there are some jobs, like the one in the hotel, where that's enough.
Rob, I'm glad you came by, son.
Yeah, we've been talking about this.
What have you been doing? Going through my things?
Yeah, I'm trying to find out who you are. And, now I know.
Rob, look, there's something I want you to understand.
Oh, I understand, all right. I understand everything I ever thought about you was a lie. And so is that talk about helping me out with the loan. How can you take care of me if you can't even take care of yourself?
There goes my second chance, Libby. I think I lost him for good this time.
Christine. Trouble?
You tell me.
No, there's no trouble. Nothing's changed.
Are you sure?
Are you unhappy about the way things are going?
No, I'm not. And yes, I am. It's just that I am so happy with you that I I worry sometimes. I'm sorry. I know I'm getting overly emotional. And I know I've been such a jerk about Janet. I don't mean to be. But I love you so much. I can't think straight when she's around.
Do you mind if we don't talk about Janet?
You haven't gotten her out of your system, have you?
That's not true.
I don't believe you.
I'd never lie to you, Christine.
Then you're lying to yourself. You've been playing everything from talent scout to father confessor for her. Do you want to talk about it?
There's nothing to talk about. Janet's not an issue if we don't let her become one. Christine, I love you.
I love you too. I don't want to lose you, but I am losing you. I can feel it. And it terrifies me, Peter.
Christine? Christine?
Something else from the bar?
It's been the kind of day that makes me wish I was old enough to drink. I know the ginger ale, please.
Just checking. I called your Aunt Lorna. She said you might be here.
He sent you here, didn't he?
Your father doesn't know I came. He can't face you, Rob. Now that you know.
Good. He lied to me. He wasn't going to help me with that loan any more than he ever helped me with anything else. He was never there for me, not really.
He was ashamed. He didn't want you to know. What you think of him means everything. And now, he's going back to the hotel to quit. He wants me to go away with him somewhere. Start over.
Sure. He needs you to translate for him.
You're right. I want him to depend on me. But the truth is, he needs you too. Just as much as you need him.
Which is zero.
You may be on your way to college, Rob, but you sound like a spoiled kid. You're so wrapped up in yourself, you don't even care why he can't read. Or how he managed to get along. Just that he failed to live up to your expectations. Well, there's more to his life than just being your father. He was a son first, and a brother. And what it cost him to be a good one is a price he's been paying ever since.
Wait. I want to know what happened.
Sorry to bother you, Mr. McDermott. I'm looking for Miss Francis.
I'm not sure where she is right now, Steve. Is there something I can do in the meantime? Is it about your promotion?
No, not really. But I just came to let Miss Francis know, and I think it's fair to let you know, too. I'll be leaving the St. Gregory. San Francisco, actually. Something's come up.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Anything I can help with?
I appreciate everything you and Miss Francis have already tried to do for me.
Well, looks like we haven't done enough. Please sit down.
No, like I said, you guys have been terrific, and I appreciate everything, but...
Our job is to make it easier for you to do your job. There's got to be something more.
Well, I've been here 5 years, Mr. McDermott, and I probably have some pension and profit sharing coming to me. I'd like that to go to my son for college.
Wouldn't you rather handle that yourself? There are forms.
Truth is, I can't read. I can read and write good enough to do my job, but beyond that.
When you said you didn't read the medical alert tag yesterday?
I can't read any better than an 8-year-old. I know the room service menu by heart, and I memorized every St. Gregory brochure and pamphlet, and every excuse for when I screw up. Now that you know, and now that my son knows.
Well, there's no shame in it unless you don't try to change.
I have tried. It's so hard. It's like a door's closed on me. They keep telling me it takes more than 100 hours of class to raise the reading level of a guy like me just one grade level. I don't have the time or the energy.
Well, then we'll help you make the time. Help you find the energy at the St. Gregory's expense.
What are you saying?
We invest in new equipment and capital improvements. Why not invest in the people we believe in?
You mean you want me to stay?
I'm not going to accept your resignation until you can put it in writing.
Christine.
We have to talk.
Libby caught up with me after I left, and she told me how it all happened and what a pain I've been. I guess I have a lot to learn myself about growing up.
Rob, I didn't mean to lie to you. I was afraid that if you found out the truth, I could never get your respect. But the hotel is gonna send me to school.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then maybe we could study together.
I'm not sure there's anything to talk about.
I think there is. Maybe your problems are none of my business. But Peter is my business because I love him. I have a terrible feeling he's going to get hurt again.
Why? What do you mean?
You're back in his life. You've got him running here and there, getting jobs for you, trading on your past relationship.
Is that what it looks like to you? You have no idea what's going on.
I know how I'm feeling, and I don't like it one damn bit. You had your turn. You and Peter failed each other, and we have a relationship that works.
I'd rather not get into it right now.
But we're already into it. I want to know what you really want here, Janet. Is it Peter?
I think you'd better leave.
Not until I get an answer.
All right? You want an answer? Yes, I want Peter. And I need him.
And I don't.
Christine, you can't possibly understand right now, but I need him more than you do.
How do you measure something like that? I mean, what? Do you need him 2 miles more than I do, or 20 pounds more?
I need him more because I just found out that I'm going to die soon. And I need to be able to reach out to someone that I know is going to be there for me. Someone who means a great deal. I didn't mean to come between you two. Truly, I didn't. But there's no one else that I can turn to. There's only Peter. Oh, it's ironic, isn't it? Just when I was able to get my life together.